Hey everyone, and welcome back. We're so happy you're with us, and happy Valentine's Day. It's coming up pretty soon. You see that we're supporting our heart. Love, love, love you more. And actually, Nicole, you're wearing the tattoo I'm going to get on my arm.
Am I really?
Yep.
Aww.
Yep, so the girls and I are all, it's probably going to happen next year, but the girls and I are going to get 3 tattoos in a row, and we each get to choose the shape, and then you color in the birth order.
Oh, that's a way cool idea.
And then
I love that.
I have to decide if I'm brave enough to have all 3 colored in or none colored in.
You can do it.
So we'll see. But yeah.
Do it at different times. Do the outline one time, then go back and do the colors.
No, because then they'll probably say, well, she likes me more because I'm colored in. I already deal with that a lot. And then I was down at the Unity Center today, and they are giving out free hugs. I think it's on Sunday after service, and you probably wear a button if you're open to giving out hugs. But I had to borrow it. I'll be bringing it back, but I thought it was perfect for what we were doing.
That is so perfect for what we're covering today.
Yes. So today we are going to be unlocking the power of the heart and the brain and how they work together. And we're super excited to share with you about some awesome techniques, strategies, and tools. So let's get started a little bit.
All right. Yeah, so today we're talking about HeartMath, and we've been trying to figure out our order of podcasts, and we're like, oh, we need to do this one, or we're so excited about all these different ones. But today, with it being Valentine's Day and focusing on the heart, we thought HeartMath would be the perfect topic, and it's a big topic, right?
Mm-hmm.
We don't know. It's questionable whether we're going to fit this into one episode or 2. So
yes.
We'll see here. But anyway, so HeartMath. What is HeartMath? So HeartMath is really, they started to do a study on the heart and the brain and how the two are connected. And we often think that the brain is what kind of runs the show, right? But the more they dive into it, the more we learn that it's really the heart that kicks out the start of communication for everything. So
hold on a second. Just think about that, you guys. Everyone always says, calm down, or like, it's your brain, or cool your, whatever it might be. But think about what she just said. Your heart is the starting point for the emotion, for everything.
Yes. Yeah. And we talked about emotion code, and we've talked about some of those things with reducing stress, being in control of those emotions, shifting your thoughts. But the truth is, we're just going to back up a little bit, because in order to shift those thoughts and respond with the correct emotion, it really, really starts in the heart. And it's easy. It's easy and it's quick, right? That is the coolest thing that you can learn. This is actually like a practical tool that can take a minimum, not a minimum, but can take 60 seconds to just slow down the heart. And a little bit of science behind that.
Mm-hmm.
Heart rate variability is something that I've studied quite a bit, and it's not about your heart rate. It's about the in-betweens of your heart rate. It's the combination of your heart rate and then the in-betweens and how that looks. And it is.
So how do they check? So when we go to the doctor and they put the pulse ox thing on your finger, is that my heart rate, or which one is
your
my heart rate?
But there are different things that you can wear, wearables. I think maybe even the rings, the Oura rings and things like that, they will check what's called heart rate variability. Okay. And it was again, I talked about this in the last episode, but the year of COVID, I was just super interested in how we can control anxiety and things like that, because there was so much anxiety and worry during that time. And so I would literally eat foods and have my heart rate variability on, because it's crazy. If you are
a scientist.
It was fun. If you're sensitive to certain foods, it's going to increase your heart rate, and it's going to affect your heart rate variability. Same thing with stress. If I was super stressed, I would go grab that thing, strap it on, see where my heart rate was, cool. And my heart rate variability was. HRV is what I'll call it. And then I would do HeartMath. I would do a heart coherence, and in literally 2 minutes, I would be in fight or flight, just chaotic. And then within 2 minutes, my heart rate had calmed down, and the heart rate variability had, you don't want it to be like this I don't want to get too deep into it, but like when you're monitoring it, it's not what you think it should be. But in 2 minutes, I could easily shift and bring myself out of fight or flight. And just once you have that state, and we talked a little bit about that last week, once you have that calmed, once you have calmed the heart, lowered the heart rate, lowered the blood pressure, that has so many effects on the body, right? It lets you, you're able to let go, you're able to relax your digestive system, control your cortisol levels, and that, the way they should be. And so it affects so many things.
So I guess the question I might have, though, when we think about regulating our bodies, you're talking about, like, I wear this device and then I do some math problems and I'm like figuring this out, or what am I going to do? Because what if I don't have a device? How might am I going to feel a difference, or how might I? I mean,
Right.
I kind of wish
I only had
that.
that's a great question. I only had the device just because I wanted to be able to prove to different people when I was talking about it in my nutrition office. I wanted some evidence that, like, if we did take 2 minutes to just do the heart coherence or any type of meditation, that it would work to bring us out of that fight or flight. Because to be honest with you, when people come in and they're super stressed, it as I said last week, it doesn't matter what you eat. It doesn't matter what supplements you're taking. Your body, if your body is in fight or flight all the time, it's not going to work properly. 100%, it's not going to work properly. So step one, at the very minimum, if you can spend 2 minutes and do what's called a heart coherence meditation, that will help so many things.
Okay, so we want to make sure that we have a good gauge, and I think that's what has been really hard for me over the last year, is to get a gauge of what my baseline is even.
Right.
So for me, and I'm kind of a science junkie, I like to learn, have the data.
Yes.
I might want to get the information. I might want to get a band or an Oura ring or something to give me quantifiable data. When I am at baseline, or I have this many days that I have been at, what is an average number, 80-something beats? I don't know.
Yeah. I think it's different for ages and everybody, but yeah.
Okay, so I might figure out what my baseline is. Yeah. And then, we can all feel when the elephant's on our chest or it's beating so fast it's coming out of our chest.
Yes.
So then that might be our fight or flight, if that's what it is. Some of us, I'm in fight or flight, or had been in fight or flight more times than not. Certain triggers for me still, elementary schools, are those times that I know that fight or flight gets crazier. But some people might be in freeze.
Right.
And I mean, I'm just wondering, does it feel the same way?
I mean, I can tell a difference whether I have that heart rate variability on or off, because you can start to feel even the physical reaction, right? We talked about, like, the shoulders, like our shoulders are tense a lot, right? And we feel them up here. And so you can feel your shoulders start to relax, your muscles start to relax. You are breathing deeper, you're breathing more relaxed. And so physical differences, you're going to feel those immediately and know that you've shifted out of fight or flight. I don't think you need that HRV tool, but I will include in the links, and maybe I'll pop it up too, just where you can go to Amazon. They're very cheap. I say very cheap. It's like $40 or something like that. And it's a band that you wear around, and then you can just hook it to your, like, either your phone or your computer or whatever you want to check it out.
I think that's really cool, and I think what's really powerful about that too is you can have the device if you'd like, and then you don't have to, and you're really just learning your body. You're learning maybe what triggers you have, but also really how it feels. How does it feel when I'm at baseline and pretty okay, pretty chill, and then how does it feel when I'm anxious or really, really low, whatever it is for you. And now Nicole can share with us a way to hopefully get yourself back to baseline or better.
Yeah. All right, so it's really just starting to focus on the breath, relaxing into the breath, breathing from your stomach area instead of your chest area, because that's really a form of stress if we're breathing from here. Like Stacy said a few podcasts before, we're filling that umbrella up from the stomach up, 5 seconds, breathing in, and then we're breathing out for 5 seconds. And just a steady inflow and outflow of breaths for 5 seconds for a minute or two. And then once we do that, we are going to think of something that just lights us up, that makes us feel good. A person, a place, something you did, somewhere you went, and you're going to focus on that emotion as you're breathing, and continuing to breathe and just relax into that. So it's just a super easy technique. A little bit of introduction so you know what we're talking about when we're talking about the heart coherence technique, or HeartMath focused or heart centered. The other thing you can do is, keep your hands on your chest, or one hand on the belly, one hand on the chest, so we know that we're breathing and we're feeling that relaxation take place.
Thank you. That's very relaxing. And like you said, it's something you can really do whenever. I think that we talk a lot about breath and how breath can really ground and center us, but then adding that positive feeling or that activation piece that helps to stimulate the heart. Touch, when we're with somebody that we love or we really care about, it feels good. It feels good in our heart.
Right.
So, really capturing those memories and those positive feelings is good.
I think the coolest story, and I don't know if it was in the HeartMath, like learning it, or if it was some other podcast that I was watching, but it talks about like the actual science. Like they had 2 little babies, and I'm going to mess this up a little bit, but it was like 2 little preemies, and one was super healthy and one was really struggling, and like heart issues, things like that. And they put they had them separated because the one was really sick and they brought these 2 little preemies together, and they, put them close to each other, and the baby's heart responded. Like it responded to the other heart being close to them. And it's like it picked up on the energy or the emotion or the feeling of that. And it's not just a woo-woo thing. It's an actual scientific thing that, we wonder why COVID was so hard. Disconnection from other people. I'm an introvert, but COVID sucked because I could not be around my people. I needed my people. I wanted my sisters, I wanted my friends, and just being in a group of people in a space, even if it's a large space, you can feel that energy. It's the same thing as like when you walk in a room and someone's been arguing or whatever, you can feel that shift. You can feel it in your heart. It's the same thing with being close to someone that you're connected with. And they've proven if you are a lonely person, you have a much harder time recovering from an illness. On health insurance, we rate people up higher if they don't live with somebody that they're if they don't live with someone. It's proven you're a healthier person, you live a longer, healthier life if you have someone. So that heart connection.
Dorothy,
is crazy.
You better move in with us then. That's my mother-in-law. She better move in with us. No, it is very true. I think that connection is a pillar that I really stand firm on, and I think that friends, family, whoever it is, we had an opposite experience with COVID, and it's probably less popular by some, but we knew we had our people. We really did. We had a neighborhood that all worked from home. We were all we were all home, and we would meet in the driveway and we'd have driveway drinks, and we had a few close friends that lived a similar type of lifestyle, came over, and it was it was a feeling that I miss, because it was that camaraderie. There was not, we didn't have to get to sporting events, we didn't have to get to practices and all these different things that occupy so much of our time.
Absolutely.
And that closeness that I think everybody felt because we were our people,
Yep, I know.
So I was really fortunate to have that. My family was very fortunate to have that. So, we moved on the right street at the right time and had some really good friends. So
that's awesome. I love that story, and I love how it's just another example of how if we focus on the heart, it can be that, it can just be being surrounded by the people you love, it can be doing the heart coherence technique, and that isn't the only one they focus on in the book and on the website. They also go into like 10 other tools. We're going to focus on 3 or 4. If you want to go into the book, you can dive deeper into it, but you're going to bring in another one. Talk about another one.
So Dr. Chaudhry wrote this book the HeartMath solution, and it seems like it's a scholarly book, if you will, but it's a super quick read. I mean, it's a book that I read in a night, but it just gives you 10 really quick strategies and then really applicable ways to implement them in the day-to-day. But yes, I'm going to talk about the freeze frame, and it's really simple and just what it is. It's a freeze in the moment. How are you feeling? If you're feeling, we're going to use our example of we get really fight or flight, right? We want to tense up, heart might start racing. Definitely my shoulder blades get really tight. I slouch. If you can paint that picture for you guys. Nicole's like trying to breathe through it.
Relax.
But we're really just recognizing what feeling we're feeling and really where is it sitting in our body, and acknowledging that it's time to take a time out. And that is why, please with young people, teach them that. Teach them that it is okay to step back if they are starting to feel this way. Help them acknowledge what it feels like when they're getting fight or flight or freeze or fawn, whatever it is, but teach them to recognize those feelings. Then you need to shift away from whatever is happening for about 10 seconds, 10 conscious seconds. Just step away and really just try to refocus your brain.
The power of pause. I always think of that in my mind and how powerful that is.
Yep. And what you're going to do is you're going to pretend that you're breathing through your heart. Just as we did with that heart-focused breathing, 10 seconds. You're just going to be breathing through your heart. Literally like you're taking that breath in and it's going straight out through your heart. And then you are going to recall a positive or fun time. So it's very, very similar to what Nicole shared there. And then you're going to ask your heart. You're going to ask your heart a question. You're going to say, what would be a more efficient response to this situation and one that will minimize future stresses? So ask yourself that. You're going to use your intuition. You're going to use common sense and sincerity. And you're really going to ask your heart, what would be a more efficient response to this situation? One that will minimize future stress. Recognize the stressful situation. So you're going to take that time out. You're going to make a sincere effort to shift your focus away from the racing mind or disturbed emotion in that area of your heart. Pretend that you're making that deep breath through your heart and help focus your energy in that area. 10 seconds or more. Recall a positive or a fun feeling or a time in your life. Try to re-experience that. And then use that intuition or common sense and sincerity. Ask your heart, what would be a more efficient response? And then friends, here's the most important part. Listen to your heart. I might get all the way to the last step and then forget to listen. But really then listen. Really, that is your in-house source. It tells you exactly what you need to do next. Lily was struggling with something this week and she's like, Mom, I don't know what to do. And I said, you do, because you're the only one that knows.
Yeah.
And she's like, I don't know. Give yourself 10 seconds. Just count. 10 seconds, then respond.
Yes.
So I'm trying to teach those little girls.
The power of pause. And listening to your body. Like, we usually know the right thing, right? And some of us, you feel it more in your gut. Some people feel it more in their heart. But we usually, if we take the time to like step back and listen to our bodies, calm our bodies first.
Yep.
Focus on the heart and then listen to our bodies. We know the right answer. Sometimes we just need validation from somebody else, but we know the right answer. And so that is so powerful.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. So that's freeze frame, just as it sounds. So try it.
All right. One more that I'm going to focus on is called accumulating energy assets and decreasing energy deficits. And really what this is trying to let go of what doesn't serve you, what doesn't feel good to you, what isn't lighting you up, and then finding the time, the energy, or whatnot to focus on those things that are. So I think the hardest part of that for me, and I don't know if it is true for most people, is letting go of the things that like aren't lighting us up, or the negative energy, the people like the energy suckers that you pick up the phone and you're like, oh my gosh, all they talk about is something negative every time they talk, or just kind of setting boundaries around those
Yes.
conversations and the time you're spending with those people. And that doesn't mean you can't love them. That doesn't mean like you can't surround them with love and light and listen to them, but kind of separating yourself from the energy of that, limiting the time, and then letting go of things that, like, that's one of the hardest things to do. And I think in our society is, I feel like we have such a limited amount of time. We talked about this in the Artist Way the other day. Like, what's the hardest thing or the biggest? I'm trying to think what it was, but for me, it was time. It was like, I feel like I don't have enough time to do the things that I want. And so
Biggest barrier or something?
To biggest barrier to like becoming your authentic self and being able to do the things that you want to. Well, for me, it was time. And so I literally this last week have went in and looked at, okay, what do I need to let go of? Where am I spending time that just doesn't make sense? And why am I doing it because of like I'm people pleasing, or like I'm insecure, but like what is the reason? And then, okay, we're going to start doing less of that. And then I'm going to focus on the energy assets, like he says in the book. And what are those energy assets? Those are my people. Those are the jobs that I love. Those are the things that light you up, the intentions that you set. If you watched our first episode back on manifesting, like focus on those things and put things on your calendar that are in alignment with that, you know? And, you know, speaking of things that are alignment or are in alignment with that, kind of the last tool we're going to talk about is focusing on those emotions. I don't know if there's a proper term for it.
Oh, so one of the things that Dr. Chaudhry says is core heart feelings.
Yes.
So he talks about, and you know, we were kind of just gently talking about it a few minutes ago, and we were talking about, I think of it like inside out. So those are more personalities, maybe. Oh, no, they weren't. Those were feelings, joy and sadness.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, so here are some big ones. And these are ones that maybe are still being worked on by some, I guess I'll put it that way. But the ones that he talks about are, the 4 key heart feelings are appreciation, non-judgment, forgiveness, and care. And those help to unfold all the rest. And if I were to think about those, I mean, gosh, if we would teach little people those things from the very beginning.
Yes, because you tend to hold those, like if you aren't able to forget or be grateful, you feel that in the body. It
hurts.
Yes, it creates physical things in the body. And so going back to things on mindfulness that we talked about, journaling, or just taking the time to either wake up in the morning or end your day with feeling those 4 emotions. Who do I need to forgive today? Like, who do I need to let go of judgment on? They are doing the best they can with what they have, and loving and sending love and compassion to those people, not hating on them. And then also focusing on gratitude. I have a bed, I have family, I have my health, I have food, I have like, and that in itself can shift. It can shift how you sleep and how you wake up feeling in the morning.
Absolutely, absolutely. So just think about those. We talked about a few tools from the HeartMath solution these last few episodes, and we encourage you to do some more research on it, or if you want to learn more about it, maybe we can do another episode coming up on it as well.
Yes, well, we thank you for watching. We hope you have a wonderful Valentine's Day, and it's filled with lots of love, and we will see you next time.
Take care.